he wants rest for us, and he wants us to be able to, through that rest, be fortified to and to mature in order to carry whatever mantle we've been given, and to serve, our communities, and also to just be to receive through that and be nourished through that. And um what's interesting is that there's a there's a lack of safety, right, in that pattern. There's a perceived lack of safety where we're like, and what I like to say is God accounts for our ignorance. He doesn't account for our disobedience. Meaning we were designed with a small scope of sight. We were not designed to be omniscient, because we were not designed to be effective in our omniscience, but in our intimacy with life around us, how close we can draw to life around us. So with like the emphasis on also like extra dimensional sight and awareness and the collection of knowledge and all of that, that brings us like not again that there's not place for those things, but it brings us, when we emphasize that posture and that lack of close proximity to life, because we don't feel safe in our ignorance. That's the message, right?
Mhm.
We don't feel safe. We feel like we need to know more in order to be safe, and to also therefore have some sort of semblance and sense of control over our environment. But God designed you ignorant. Willful ignorance is a different thing, right? Willful
Mhm.
ignorance is a different thing. If God's trying to show you something and you're not looking at it, or, there's something that needs to be brought to your attention that you're not willing to receive, or whatever, or you're keeping your head in the sand, in different kind of ways, that's different. But in terms of just our human nature and design, right? To say that God designed us in a way that makes us vulnerable, right? That's an issue. That our ignorance is different than our disobedience, right? Which isn't necessarily accounted for, right? Just actively, I don't want to do the right thing, right? I don't want to do where like what you're telling me, or what, and there's like, then there's these questions of like, well, how do I know what's right and what's wrong, and what if I do the wrong thing because I haven't like understood enough or learned enough, or what? It's like, if you don't, there's a difference between going against, like actively, in your heart, but you know you're not gonna apologize, you're not gonna tell the truth, you're going to live in dishonesty. That's so different, right, than living within your design, your non-omniscient human design, right, and living in that with faith in God, right, and walking in faith in that kind of, design orientation.